Over the course of these past couple of weeks, my brain has totally ventured out and explored the wonderful world of cognitive science. Coming into this experience, I was truly excited about the work that my mentor, Stephen, deals with on an everyday basis. The department he studies in deals with cognitive science. Cognitive science is the study of thinking. It particularly focuses on underlying mechanisms that escape consciousness when one is thinking. One of the experiments I have been working on deals with using an EEG, electroencephalogram, which happens to use the ERP, event-related potential technique. This function is used to differentiate between unlike brain processes when people perform certain tasks. The specific task we used was object recognition. We were basically trying to determine why it is that there seem to be different neural pathways used in recognition of biological versus non-biological stimuli. To test this, we varied the levels of categorization and hoped that as we changed the specificity of the categorization, the differences in neural activation would dwindle. We are in the process of testing this, and in order to get results, we need a huge number of trials. We must find the mean of a bunch of waveforms. So as of right now, we don't know the results yet. Even though this is such an interesting experiment, the process it takes to get the EEG cap functioning is quite nerve-wracking. It takes about an hour just to get everything set up correctly, but I guess in the end it's well worth it. I worked on this particular research in Dr. Cindy Bouquet's lab. Another experimental technology Steve had Antonio and I work with is eye tracking. Eye tracking is used to determine how people naturally perceive their environment. Working with the eye tracker, I found that I have a higher reflective capacity than my partner Antonio. Stephen's experiment tests how people naturally perceive and solve simple algebra problems. This particular research is the underlying foundation for the iPad application being developed by Dr. Landy to help middle schoolers become more comfortable with performing algebra. It was basically designed to let the solving process become more interactive. I thought this app was certainly interesting and will most definitely be beneficial to students who are hands-on thinkers. Now you're probably asking yourself, how are these technologies used in the real world? Well, several attempts are being made to make both of these realistic methods of interface interaction. There have been a variety of EEGs used in gaming interfaces and computer control. So far, results have been weak and unreliable, but efforts are being made to standardize the approach to create hands-free interface control. Eye tracking is also being used to control computers, as well as when we took a trip to the library, I was reading this article on how some movies are using the same concept as eye tracking. These past few weeks have been tremendous. Working with Stephen and Antonia has really been a great experience. Every day has been filled with much laughter and the excitement of constantly learning something new. I've really learned a lot, and maybe I'll even consider going into the field of cognitive science one day. But hey, who knows?